Hey Viking fans, just got done scooping the driveway and the sidewalk. It's negative 33 degrees outside, wind chill, and negative, I'm not sure what the actual temperature is. Negative, this is exciting. It's -9 right now outside, but you know, whatever. Welcome to the Packer edition of Reaction to Action. The Packers suck. Yes, they do. And this year, the Vikings go for the pack as they head into Lambeau. You can tell Aaron Rodgers isn't playing because we are not forced to listen to Joe Buck and how wonderful Aaron Rodgers is. This game gets Fox's B team. So let's take a look, see how the game went. Green Bay wins the toss and wants the ball first. Packers start at their own 30 and are forced to punt after 5 plays. The announcers are whining about how their linemen have injuries. Punt goes for 23 yards. Fairly sure we had injuries last year as well, and it was mentioned maybe once every game, maybe. Vikings start at their 30, and Diggs gets 17 after Murray gets 3. McKinnon gets 7, and Wright gets another 8. Murray gets another 3, and the Vikings drive stalls at the Green Bay 31. Field goal try, it's good.
It's good!
3-0 Vikings. Vikings D forced a 3 and out, led by a Smith with a tackle for a loss. Vikings start at their 28 and are forced to punt after Case is sacked for 9 yards on a 3rd and 2. Vikings D force another 3 and out, and the Vikings start this drive at their own 32 and run Murray 3 times for 8, 4, and then 11-yard gains. There's a pass interference called on a deep pass, and it's the Vikings ball at the Packers' 6-yard line. Murray gains 2, and then Keenum hits Diggs for a 4-yard touchdown.
Touchdown Vikings!
10-0 as the quarter ends. Packers starts this drive at their 22 and are at their 45 when Alexander buries Cobb for a 6-yard loss on 3rd and 2. Packers punt. Packers have 45 yards on 17 plays. McKinnon goes for 0 yards and then for 6 yards, and it's an incomplete pass on 3rd and 4. It was a bad throw and almost picked. Vikings punt. Packers start at their 38. Vikings D force a 3 and out. Vikings start at their 11 and Diggs for 20 yards on the first play. Pass interference was called but not accepted. We took the yards instead. Vikings stall after Case Keeper gets -4 yards and they punt. Gosh, Case Keeper, I don't know. Packers start at their 23 and Hundley scrambles for 24 and the Packers are on the move. And for the first time I realized it's Hundley and not Huntley. I thought there was a T in there and not a D. Oh well, not my quarterback. Packers make it to the Vikings 15 and on 3rd and 3 Smith picks off Huntley. Damn it, did it again. Hundley at the 5 and returns it to the 22-yard line. The Vikings don't do anything as there's some fuckery with the down marker and they punt. Vikings thought they had a first down because the down marker said so and it ruled it wasn't a first down, and so they wasted a down by running a play instead of trying it for the first down. Anyway, halftime. 10-0 Vikings. Vikings open the second half at their 23. Thielen gets 21, and the announcers comment how quick twitch muscles don't really work in the cold, as an excuse for the Packer D. Well, somebody better tell the Purple People Eaters and Alan Page that the quick reflexes don't work in the cold.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Vikings drive stalls and they punt. Packers start at their 15-yard line, and Hundley scrambles for 22 this time, and Packer on the move again. And by on the move, let me just say I'm a defensive-minded person, and when I say they're on the move, that means they're gaining 2 or 3 yards, because technically they have 49 yards passing and 47 yards rushing at this point of the game.
Face it, your team sucks.
So they haven't really been on the move, but to me they have been. They make it down to the Vikings 36, and they're stopped at a 4th and 7. Down by 10, and you go for it on 4th and 7 within field goal range.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Vikings take over. Murray gets 15. Morgan gets 23 on a 3rd and 13. Vikings work the ball down to the Packer 7 and for a 1st and goal, but the drive stalls and they settle for a 20-yard field goal try. It's good, 13-0 Vikings. And that's why you don't go for it on 4th and 7, dumbass. What a fucking... Anyway. End of the 3rd quarter. Packers punt to start the 4th quarter, and then the Vikings punt. Packers start at their own 47-yard line. Great field position, and they make it down to the Vikings 13, and on 3rd and 3, the pass is dropped. They go for it on 4th and 3. Hundley decides to throw at Rhodes. You throw at Rhodes on a 4th and 3.
That's when you'll see one of these.
Rhodes.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Okay. Vikings ball. McKinnon has a couple of nice runs, and the Vikings are out to their 40, and it's 3rd and 1, and Case gets 2. Announcers discussing the last time the Vikings had a shutout, and that causes the Vikings to punt. Thanks a lot, announcers. Packers start to drive at their 5-yard line, and they convert on 2 3rd and short, but not on a 3rd and 10 or 4th and 10 at their own 28. And they add a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it's Vikings ball at the Packers 14.
Yes!
Vikings go conservative and run the clock out, settle for a field goal try. Morgan is a long snapper, and Morgan does just fine, which I'm very happy about. 16-0 Vikings. Packers start at their 34, and on 4th and 1, Smith grabs his second pick of the day, and the Vikings kneel out the clock. Vikings win, and they shut the Packers out. At Lambeau. Oh, stop. All right, next game. Packers suck. Next game is home game versus the Bears. Should be a Viking victory, and we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to get that game, hopefully I'll be able to get the reaction to action of that game posted before I go back to work on Tuesday. I'm Berserker88, your Viking fans. Skol Vikings.